There are 915,103,765 ways to connect these 6 2x4 Lego bricks. My sources? Trust me, bro. But excluding randomly arranged bricks, what are some actual builds you can make out of those 6 bricks? A horse? A boat? Maybe even a wall? There are lots of possibilities, but at the end, they are limited. But what if I told you, if we took an unreasonably large amount of bricks, 154 to be exact, what could I build out of those? The way I'll be deciding what I'm building is actually very simple. It's gonna be using this majestic wheel of fortune with different things. I could build a bridge, I could build a house, I could build a Millennium Falcon, who knows? So let's start spinning it for the first time and we'll see what we're gonna get right now. We're building a plane. Wow, that's insane. So how will I be approaching building a plane? It's a tube with 2 wings. I can't imagine it being this difficult. Ah yes, the famous last words. But I got right into it trying to figure out how I'm gonna build this airplane. As I build, I would love to share with you a small story of how I became addicted to Lego. I was around 5 years old when I got my first Lego set. It was a little race car akin to this one. I actually thought that it came with the road and everything that's shown on the box. Yeah, clearly 5-year-old me wasn't the next Einstein. Let's take a little break from story time because you know how I said it can't be that hard? Well, here are those words coming right back to bite me in my butt. I'm gonna crash out. It's not working. It's not working. Oh my god, we got a plane! This is my first time building an airplane. I can't. It's okay. It's okay. Patience is the key. And you know what? On my second attempt, I really locked in and tried my best to end up with this. You see, this is not airplane. This is trash. We gotta rebuild this. At this point, I'm extra mad because I had 2 attempts already and I just can't get it right. So I decided to give it one last try, trying to save up as many bricks as possible so I can actually build those wings out more properly. So as I build, let me continue telling the story. After that car, it quickly snowballed into me getting a police station from other building block brands and a lot of other sets given to me by my grandma, like the fire truck, different buildings, a really fire police chase set, and some Bionicles, which I really wasn't into. I know, hot take, you can shame me for that in the comments. But what I was really into was Star Wars. And oh my god, when I first learned about Star Wars in like 1st grade, it was my everything. I would stalk lego.com for all of the Star Wars sets like all the time. Unfortunately, I wasn't really able to afford those sets, but a man can dream. So you can imagine the excitement I had when I finally saved up for that first ever Lego Star Wars set. It was the Plo Koon Starfighter. Let's pause the story for a brief moment. Although it looks kinda mid, not that bad. Okay, I have a specific idea for the wings. You know how on the airplane's wings usually curve a little bit, right? They go a little bit, you know, more like that rather than just straight. So I'm trying to add that curvature to those wings.
A few moments later.
Here's my cool airplane. Where are the engines, you may ask? These things. All right, so now that I've built this really cool Black Hawk airplane, the next step is obviously build 2 giant. Okay, building 2 towers might be a little excessive, but I will spin the wheel one more time to see what's the next build gonna be. I'm already taking apart the airplane. We're gonna be building a... No way. We're building a Millennium Falcon right now. Oh, it's gonna be the Dark Falcon like what I have there. Oh my god. Let's start. So as I build, let me continue telling the story. It was really a set that started my never-ending journey of LEGO Star Wars obsession. I also got other sets like the Wampa Cave, which I did choose over the old Slave one. Decision I regret to this day, okay? But in my defense, I really wanted that Luke Skywalker minifigure. And guess what? I was overjoyous when I finally had it. On top of that, I had a bunch of other sets, creator houses, Lego trucks, stuff like that. I was really building out a little city. Let's pause the story for a brief moment. With some leap of logic, this is the magnet, the first magnet part, and I just kind of have to copy it over to this part and figure out the rest. I think I can backwards engineer this. Okay, somehow I reverse engineer this. So now I just gotta make it into like a circle with so little bricks. Honestly, I have no idea what I was thinking when I added the Millennium Falcon to the list. If an airplane rage baited me this hard than a falcon, well, I better just show you. Okay, I am just being rage baited by these bricks right now. That's okay. That's okay. That's fine. Let's just one more time. There we go. There we go. Here we go. Okay. Nice. Okay. This is actually kind of sturdy now. Okay. Okay. You know what? I see the vision. So as I build, let me continue telling the story. Sadly, one terrible day, my really mean cousin came over and played with the Lego sets. And when it came time to cleaning it up, instead of putting it back on shelves, he had a genius idea of destroying it and putting it all into one box. So I shot him. Okay, so what I'm trying to do right now is basically reinforce all these bricks because they keep collapsing inside, like what just happened. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to add 2x4 bricks here and there, little by little, to prevent this from happening. The fact that this is working out the way it does is, I mean, Lego, hire me. These calculations that I'm doing with these bricks, the fact that I'm not a designer is a crime. Was I able to fully complete the model? No, but hey, if I had a few more bricks, it would have been pretty close. So I think, you know, I would call I would call this the Dark Millennium Falcon. I think, you know, does it look like a hat? I mean, yeah. Yo. Let me know what you think of this, because I say this counts. So let's move on to the next thing. We're building a bridge. So to build a bridge, there are many ways to build bridges. I'm gonna go for the classic one where it's kind of just like no support. It's just like one base, another base, and it just kind of like hovers in the middle. I'll try to go for that one. If anything, I'll improvise and make something else. Uh-oh. So I did the only reasonable thing I could do, starting over. Because doing the same thing over and over expecting a different result is actually a sign of a genius. I'm not joking, I sat there for like 30 seconds thinking about the design. And then I thought for a little while longer. So as I build, let me continue telling the story. Naturally, I never saved the instruction manuals, and I wasn't tech savvy to go and find PDF files of all those sets. Ever since that day, I pretty much just had loose brick that I built different stuff from. And right when I just got over the sadness that I could never rebuild those sets again, another disaster struck. When I was 12, I pretty much had to abandon my whole entire collection because I had to move to America. Around that time, I discovered stop motion, so under the pretenses of I'll make videos about it, I was able to take some sets with me to God-forsaken Oklahoma. Let's pause the story for a brief moment. Over here, I basically decided to repeat the pattern over and over to make it into a bridge. This is like those Lego instruction manuals where it's like repeat the step 20 times. This is exactly what I'm doing right now. But a man's gotta do what a man's gotta do. Okay, is this more of a pyramid? Yes. But I think it works. Okay, now I need to develop a base for this.
A few moments later.
Okay. I mean, does it do a job of a bridge? Yes. Is it safe? Probably not. Definitely not safe. And as final touches, I decided to add some railing to make the bridge a little more safe. And just like most projects in California, there's only enough funding to get it halfway done. I even included some nice design with these holes here and everything. You know what? I think it's a good bridge. If you put stuff underneath, you know, like let's say if this is a body of water, it does the job, right? Like a whole giant can fit. It's good. It's good. It's a bridge. It's a bridge. Now let's see if this bridge is gonna survive my karate chop. It did not survive my karate chop. Next build. Building a mythical creature. What does that mean? I don't know. But we're gonna figure.
It was at this moment that he knew. He f***ed up.
But in famous words of Kelly Clarkson, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So I just started this build over as well. I always wanted to be a YouTuber, but like I said, due to my lack of tech literacy and ability to hold a camera, I never uploaded videos when I was a kid, which is probably for the better. But because of lack of the know-how and the lack of my old sets, I eventually just gave up making stop motion videos, collecting Lego, and just playing with Lego in general. Oh, and there is a slight issue with me being broke, but that's just a mindset, and a true Lego fan would go into a crippling debt because it's an investment, bro. You'll have to think differently. I still bought a few sets here and there, like the creator buggy and a plane, or I would check out some sets in Target aisle, but unfortunately, my era of playing was over. I finished high school without much thought about Lego. But my parents got me the 20th anniversary Slave One as a graduation gift. I was really confused, but my dad reminded me of the day I was torn between the Wampa Cave and that old Slave One all those years ago. It was such a sweet gift, and it made me so thankful for the family that I have. Since it was a newer Slave One, it had a little anniversary figure of Leia. And I knew I had to get all of them. So that's how I got addicted to Lego. Again. And like any normal kid growing up, I was also dreaming of the Death Star, so I had to save up and get it for my birthday that was coming up that summer. By then I had also figured out how my phone camera works and how to upload to YouTube. So I was actively pursuing being a fitness content maker, but ultimately switching to making videos about Lego, my one true love. This is my mystical dragon creature. I wanted it to have wings, but I just didn't have enough bricks for it. But let's just assume it flies, right? Like it's just part of your imagination. Got a cool tail. It got like arrow-shaped tail as well to him. I mean, to be honest, I am proud. It is a little top-heavy, as you can see. There's a lot of stuff happening there. I'm proud of it. Lego is my passion. It truly fills some sort of hole inside of me. Yeah, I bet it does. The point I'm trying to make is you should follow your passion, and it's just so much fun to do the things that you love to do. But anyways, these are my builds. Like and subscribe, and let me know which one's your favorite, and let me know what brick I should use next time to build out of, or maybe some other things I should build out of the 2x4 bricks. Goodbye.